The substance that we have dedicated a whole hour and a half to every week, known as melanin, is a critical factor because it allows you to directly interact and mediate with all known frequencies of the magneto-electric light spectrum. And for those of you who are astute, you recognize that I have reversed the connotation that it is electric, magnetic. The dominance here is magnetic. So this is a magneto-electric light spectrum that we're dealing with in this frequency, not electromagnetic. It's really reversed. And it's important that we have to understand that. It has been our misunderstanding and constantly supported the electric aspect of our energy capabilities that has been so disturbing to this planet. The only reason why we exist is because of the predominant magnetic field. It is the magnetic capability in space that allows the quantum particles to adhere to one another once they actually are stopped in space by coming in contact with consciousness. Quantum particles are stopped in their motion. They're perpetually in motion, but they stop when they come into contact with a conscious field, a thought field. And when that thought field emanates a particular formation, a geometric formation, these particles then will actually stop, and as they continuously collide into one another because they have stopped in this field of consciousness, they adhere. And this adherence is a magnetic phenomenon, which causes them to come together. They grow and they grow and they grow, and voila, what you have is known as matter or mass. Now, these particles, they commit to this phenomena in every frequency of light that we know of. So the collapsing of matter in what is known as the Hertzian frequency, or our radio frequency, or the frequency that causes us to be dense as we are, is, for the most part, how we understand reality to be. But there is the condensation and the collapsing of quantum particles in infrared, in visual light spectrum, in the ultraviolet blue spectrum, and obviously there is complete realities there. We have been hardwired to be able to access and interact with the realities, the quantum particles that are collapsing in each of those frequencies. And that hardwiring system is known as the microtubule or carbial system that makes literally a skeletal-like system in every cell in your body. Now, obviously, the more melanin you have, because it will be revealed to you, for those who are not aware and for the scientists who do know this already, pigment that exists in living organisms. As a matter of fact, all pigments are the physical manifestation of light. So most of us just think that light is something that perhaps just comes out of the sky or zooms through a light bulb or LED emitting apparatus, the TV set, or whatever. It does have a physical form, a condensed physical form known as melanin. Now, whether that is of the chlorophyll nature or lycopene, because all of these different pigments, as they have a dense physical body, still exhibit the frequencies of light that they have collapsed in their most dense physical form. So when you're actually looking, for example, at the plant pigments, the purples, the blues, the reds, you are looking at that frequency of light in its physical manifestation. It is the pigment that has now given that frequency of light a physical capability, three-dimensional capability. And so we know that when all of the spectrums of light are together, it appears as though there's no light. Why? Because they are actually absorbed into themselves. And so there's nothing that is actually being emitted that our retinas, that our eyes can see. So it appears to be black. So blackness is full of light, but the light is basically being held into itself. It's not being emitted. So when we can see different colors, that means that that particular frequency of wavelength of quantum particles vibrating at the speed of light is what we are seeing. Melanin is this quality. And so we know for a fact that those individuals who are hardwired with navy blue black melanin definitely have the capabilities of interacting with all forms of identifying undeniable light. It is embedded in their tissues. And the individuals who are melanin recessive are still hardwired, but the amount that circuitry can transmit is still relative to the amount of melanin pigments that they have, which can be increased at will. This is very, very important. This show is dedicated to advancing the awareness of humanity to understand that the condition that their physicality, their body may be in at any particular moment in time can be changed and transformed relative to what the individual desires and what the environment demands.